Hey y'all, hey, welcome to Tootie Talk Sense, or welcome back if y'all just left my last video. I had to come and do a separate one for Courtney because that Courtney is something else, y'all. So, as the title suggests, I said with Courtney, I watched the Courtney and her speak on it with Kandi. And I said, is it just me? Or does Courtney sound like Ralph's mistress, right? In the last video, we was already talking about how Ralph then moved out the room. And I said, in my personal opinion, Ralph sounded like a man who got a mistress and probably didn't had her for a minute. And he's telling that mistress, you know how all the men who out here, these husbands, these cheating spouses, whether it's the man or the woman, these cheating spouses, they be telling the person, yeah, I'm in a marriage, but the marriage ain't good, and I'm we separated but live together, and I'm working, on on getting my own, or I got to be there for the kids. And that woman then get tired of it. Like, okay, well, be there for the kids. If she always at work, because you're complaining about her being at work, and I said that because that's what he said. When he said, "Well, but you always working though. You been on the movie set though, and I've been over here in the grand." So she's probably like, what you mean? You got to be there for the kids. If you the one taking care of the kids, then you and the kids could just go." And he's like, "We don't even sleep in the same room no more. We sleep separately. Me and my wife, it's over. You just got to give me some time." Well, y'all, I'm gonna have to tell y'all. That's the last one. So, yeah, I'm gonna have interruptions tonight because I told you I just did the last video. And so the last video I was able to go straight through it. My husband had to go out there and do the lawn. So I'm in here with the baby. So she's probably gonna be coming in. And I'll just mute it, handle the business, and come back. This one hopefully ain't gonna be that long. The last video was 2 episodes. This one is just gonna be to speak on it with Kandi. And y'all tell me how y'all felt that went over, because I'm like, it got real odd to me. So the interview starts. I got chocolate on my hand. The interview starts, and Courtney and Kandi say, "Tell me about yourself. We don't know much about you." And she says she's a 25. She has a 25-year-old daughter, and that's the daughter that she has with the guy from, what is it, Groove Theory? I don't know, but the R&B group. That's who her baby daddy is, from the R&B group. And she says she's a fun girl who's all about empowering women and big about women having a voice and being authentic and having no boundaries and having a lot of fun in between. That's how Courtney described herself. Then they go into the beef that they had. So I don't really feel like I need to get into that because we all heard it during the show. Courtney the beef between Courtney and Kandi. Now when Courtney first came on, I felt like that beef was like a made up beef, because I'm looking like, you mad that somebody asked you that Kandi had they came to Kandi and saying, do you know this person? This person says she know you. And Kandi was like, well, I don't really know her. And she had put in she had and then she had looked up the Courtney on whatever, on her social media or whatever. And so I'm looking like, girl, who don't do that? So that made me think that Courtney, you was just in there angry, trying to get a moment, trying to create a moment to have a storyline for the show, because who doesn't? Everybody do that. When somebody pass you, like, oh, what's their name? You go look them up on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. If you say, oh, this person from high school, what's their name? I don't really remember. You go look them up. That's what everybody do. So you to be so upset that and she started looking up me on social media, unless you trying to have something, baby. Why do you care about somebody looking you up on social media? And you supposed to be, you on this show. Everybody gonna be looking you up on social media. You gonna be, well, apparently, I'm quite sure your goal is to become some type of social media influencers and to promote your company and things of that nature. you're gonna be on the show. So this whole upset attitude that you have about this girl looking you up, it's just so it's bull. So I was when she first came home, yeah, wait a minute. I know, because they're dirty. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I had to tend to my baby. She came in here with chocolate on her hands, and I forget what movie is that. When she's like, "Is that chocolate? Or is that poop? Is that chocolate or is that poop?" And she just coming here like, "Rah." Like, oh God, wait, don't touch me. So as I was saying, so the Courtney and Kandi beef, right? And so they both give their sides of the story. And when, as I said, when Courtney first came in, I was like, she don't seem too legit. Besides, not that the fact that she was talking proper. It was the fact that she had the whole Valley Girl thing. And you guys, I mean, like, I don't know if she's trying to sound like a Kardashian or what was going on with that. Like, everybody wants to talk. The dog is over there now talking. Yeah, I hear my dog. But besides that fact that like I just didn't feel like she was being her authentic self because I know girls, black girls who didn't grew up around all whites or who have their very proper speech, you know, and you can tell when it's legit that's who that person is and something that people try to put on. And I'm like, you act like you're trying to do a fake customer service voice. Hello, thank you for calling AT&T. How may I help you? That's how I felt like her personality came off. But anyway, they both get a sides of the beef that happens between them. Then they talk about Marlo and Scott Lee, and Courtney feels like that is something good, that is a legit relationship, and she hopes it lasts. They go into Ralph and Drew, and she says they're cousins-in-law, right? Now this the part that got me. She said they're actually cousins-in-law, and a lot of people don't understand when you meet someone, they grow up spending the same nights in the house that you grew up in, spending the same nights, and then you say you're cousins, but you just don't have a traditional black family dynamics. I'm like, wait, what? So let me see if I can find it because I was like, wait a minute, because I'm blacker than black, and I don't know what the hell you trying to say, lady. Let's see if I can find this part, y'all.
Yeah. Say what you want. If you don't understand it, right, you just don't have a traditional black, yeah, job. Well, yeah, you tried to explain it a couple of times, but people still was trying to be like, what? Because they just didn't want us to be. You know what I mean? But we're black folks, and when you meet somebody that grew up spending the same night in the house that you grew up spending the night in, your cousin. So say what you want. If you don't understand it, you just don't have a traditional black, to be honest, family.
So I have a traditional black family bringing up, and yeah, baby, Everybody who spent the same nights in a house that you didn't spend the night in doesn't mean that y'all cousins. So I said from that explanation, it gave me the kind of feeling that they not legitly cousins. It could be one of those people that you grew up with for a long time, and then you want to say, "Oh, that's my cousin," just because y'all been friends for a long time. You know, friends, you spend the night over each other's house, and it doesn't even sound like it was that close of a relationship. It sounds like that the house that she spent the night over, at some point, maybe Ralph was a friend of a cousin, or either she's a friend of a cousin. They both spent the night over at the same house, but it doesn't sound like they spent the night over at the same house at the same time. Is what I took out of that. Y'all tell me what y'all took out of it, because I'm like what Courtney just said right there. Because when somebody spent a night over the house that you grew up in, then y'all cousins. What? Okay, all right, girl. So now the way Kandi explained it is she is a cousin of a cousin of a cousin. And I'm like, now that I would understand, but then you would have just said I'm a cousin of a cousin. But that's not what she said now. So I'm gonna go back. I'll go back and play that again. Because she didn't say I'm a cousin of a cousin, but Kandi was trying to help her out. And I'm like, Kandi, that ain't what she said.
Dynamic.
Right. To be honest with you, I got a huge family, so
Me
I
too.
I get it. I get it. Like it's like a lot of people didn't understand it, but me being
I
a
did from
person,
the jump.
well, yeah, you tried to explain it a couple of times, but people still was trying to be like, what are
Because
they
they just
talking
didn't
about?
want us to be. You know
Right.
what I mean? But we're
Right.
Black folks. And when you meet somebody that grew up spending the same night in the house that you grew up spending the night in, you're cousins. So
Yeah.
say what you want. If you don't understand it,
Right.
you just don't have a traditional Black,
To be honest,
family dynamic.
right. To be honest with you, I got a huge family, so
Me
I
too.
I get it. I get it. Like it's like the cousins or the other cousin. When they bring that cousin to too many of the family events, they are a full blood cousin, not a cousin-in-law.
Right.
So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But everybody don't understand
And
that
did you see
dynamic.
the way she said, right? Yeah. I don't think that's what she was saying. But okay. All right. Now, the way Kandi explained is a cousin of cousins, which I understand because I got a big family. So yes, your cousins are your cousins. You consider them your cousins, but that ain't the way Courtney just explained it. So okay, we're gonna move on past that. So he said, but you have to also understand that the cousins be like, we ain't blood. You got some of them cousins that other cousins who be like, we ain't blood, and they be okay. So you can say that cousin of a cousin and it makes us cousin-in-law, but them cousins of a cousin who ain't blood, they be sometimes. It depends on how true you want to take that family. If they were like, well, we family, but we ain't family. Hmm. Y'all remember that reality TV star? It was a night. Y'all don't watch reality shows like that, but I remember it made all the blogs where the lady married her granddaddy because she married the man who her grandmother married and raised her. And when her grandma passed, she married the man. They was that was her grandfather in law, and they end up married after that. So I said, let's see how this gonna play out, y'all. Because the further she got to talking, the more I got to sad dad and her like, wait now. So Kandi said, I get that y'all are cousins. What I don't get is how Ralph was so quick to defend you against his wife. I said, you better say it. You better say it. This is some cousin that apparently y'all didn't grow up in the same house at the same time. Y'all used to visit the same house at different times. So now y'all cousins. Now, but y'all just now meeting, and it seems like it's because of this show. So and then you finna pick her over your wife, or over whatever your wife said. You siding with her. That's fishy. That's fishy as all Atlanta and Pacific and every in the Mississippi River. That's fishy. So Courtney says, I agree, but we all know their relationship isn't traditional. And when I met Ralph, he said out the door that Drew lies really bad. I said, wait a minute. What? So you just meeting people and be like, hey, my wife a liar. I know y'all finna start hanging out and shit, but don't believe nothing she say because she be lying. she said she didn't use the information against Drew until she had permission, which implies that Ralph gave her permission to use information he provided against his own wife. That makes you look at what Ralph's sideways and her sideways. So first, why would you want to use information against her? What's your goal? What's your point? What's Ralph's goal? What's his point? Why have y'all? What's my other word? In a collusion against Drew. She said it's a lot of things she haven't said because it's important for their discovery in his divorce. She said that at the end of the episode 16 too. She's like, there's a lot of things going on, but I can't say it because he's using it in the discovery of his divorce. I said, She said Drew had her food and she was believing Drew. And Kandi said, I think she's a great actress. I said, that's kid way. Like, yeah, girl, she be lying. She be lying, but she good at lying. So she's an actress. So she know how to pretend and be the role. But Kandi is still trying to keep it cool. And she's like, yeah, she's a great actress. Courtney said, is that we were going to call? She said, is that what we're going to call it? Or we're going to call it compulsive liar? I said, oh, look at Courtney just out here throwing palm trees out here. Okay. Let me see. I wanna find it so y'all can see what she said when she said what she said now. Yeah, that's my baby stuff. She done turned it up. She done turned it up. Like, you talking louder. I'm finna cut this stuff up louder.
I'll call it or just a compulsive liar.
Ooh.
That's what we're gonna call
Maybe
it.
she's right. All along, I genuinely was believing Drew and trying to build a real friendship with her. And he's like, watch her. You know what I mean? And I'm still like, even with you all, I was believing Drew. You know what I mean? And then I realized, holy shit, like, because typically I can tell when somebody's full of shit, right? But Drew had me fooled, girl.
I think she's a great actress. She's an amazing
Is
actress.
that what we're going to call it or just a compulsive liar?
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. So they go into the Drew kiss, and I believe Courtney whole point was to highlight the extent of Drew lies. Really, this was her whole point of this interview, is to talk about Drew and make Drew out to be a liar. Which, I don't know, from clips, may seem like Drew may be a liar. But why? I'm like, what is Courtney point to point out that Drew's a liar? To go on this whole campaign to put it into the spotlight. But she like, in case y'all forgot, Drew a liar. Breaking news, Drew's a liar. But I said, so Courtney's whole point was to highlight the extent of Drew lies and kind of called her bad mom, because she said no mother would ever put it on their kids and be lying. And she said it repeatedly, like, because I believed her, because she had put it on her kids. And no mom would never put that on their kids and be lying. She continuously said that. I'm like, so you now calling into question her motherhood. Huh. Okay. It's probably something that Ralph is going to use in a divorce. But then she talks about Martell not paying for Sheree dinner. Courtney feels like he was going to pay and he was joking about the cash out, but another friend ended up paying for the dinner. That it wasn't too big about that. So it's like Kandi tried to change the subject, but she go right back to Drew. Okay, hey, Courtney said, I've been this is right here. We got to show this part. When she say, I've been a better friend to Ralph.
They still shading his ass. Okay.
Do you talk to Drew's sister? Had you ever talked to her and seen?
Briefly. Well, at Drew's skating event, I met her sister there.
Jamie wanted to know at the retreat, did she ask you any questions about?
Period. And I stand on that.
Ooh.
Because I would never do the.
Brought up the whole conversation about the bitch, and Ralph basically said, well, plenty people don't call you a bitch. So once again,
True.
Ralph was taking up, but for you more than taking up.
Because I have been a better friend to Ralph in these last 6 months than Drew has been a wife in 8 years.
Yeah. She's been a better friend than Drew has been. She been a better friend these 8 months than Drew have been in 8 years. And I said, wait, don't you mean cousin? What you mean you been a better friend? This girl didn't cut on the AC. So I said, wait, isn't that your cousin? But I guess now they've been crossed from cousins to friends in these little 8 months that they have known each other. But I'm like, okay, so you admit that y'all just known each other for 8 months, or that's what you're saying now. So you just finding out y'all cousins, and he picked you over his wife, but now you're a better friend than she been a wife for 8 years. You're a better friend in 8 months than she been for 8 years. Okay, that sounds like mistress talk to me. But okay, what you mean a better friend? I thought y'all was family. That's family. She said Drew plays victim and make Ralph look horrible. I said, well, I think Ralph made himself look horrible because everybody know when Drew is doing her little acting thing. Well, a lot of people have commented and said, the different blogs, even Kandi in there was like end scene. A lot of people know when Drew's acting. So you didn't have to do much to make Ralph look horrible. I think Ralph did that on his own by being unconcerned for his wife feelings. Now, it could be that he know his wife is a liar and he knows she acting and he just like, here we go with this again. But he made himself look horrible. See, as soon as I said I make him, I knew he was ready. She said as soon as she met him, I knew he was ready to divorce Drew. I'm sorry, but again, that sounds like mistress talk. That sounds like y'all. You probably do know his cousin, and you're like, oh, you don't remember old girl who used to always be over, and they introduce y'all. I'm getting more of that vibe than an actually biological cousin, because you talk about as soon as I met him, he is ready to divorce, which would then justify when it comes out that you the mistress. Y'all, this is all allegedly. This is just me in my mind. But they'll justify when it comes out that you the mistress, that you be like, well, they was already going through a hard time and he was finna divorce her anyway. So it's not like we were, doing anything. I didn't break up their marriage. The marriage was already broken before we even hook up. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, y'all tell me how y'all what it sounds like to y'all. Do y'all agree? Or this is just some family who didn't get real close and now she's looking out for Ralph. But you telling all the business. As soon as she met him, I knew he was ready to divorce Drew. Okay, he told me he was going to get a divorce as soon as she met him. He told her about Tampa, and she believes Ralph, and she says he was already talking about divorcing her. So it's like she's saying in other words, what you doing, Mama? Okay. And this is my daughter playing knock knock, y'all. So that's what you hear in the background. Knock knock, who is it? So she said, he told her about Tampa and she believes Ralph. And she said he was already talking about divorce. He was already talking about divorcing her. So in other words, she like, it's not really cheating since they was broken up anyway. I'm like, where was she when he went to Tampa? We got to find out where Courtney was at when Ralph went to Tampa. Because it said maybe he went to Tampa to meet Courtney. I don't know. Because she showed, well, he was already talking about divorcing her. So Tampa don't really even matter. So Courtney was annoyed with the sister pulling her to the side. She found out that day her aunt was who's Ralph and her is connected to is sick and there's nothing more they can do. Now I said that is I said, now that is weird. That because most people don't say that, oh, the aunt that we're connected to. You'll be the aunt who's married to his uncle, the aunt who is also his aunt, the aunt that we're related through. She says the aunt that we're connected to. And I said, that's a little odd. Let me see if I can pull it up. I said maybe that is the way she speak. You know, I can't say everybody speaks alike, but I said that was kind of odd to me. The aunt who we're connected to through. I'm like,
Who Ralph and I are connected through, we found out that there was nothing else that they could do with her. So, like, I just wasn't in that kind of mood to play games.
yeah, the aunt who we're connected through. Okay. Now the aunt that is. What is that noise? That's your dad doing the mowing the lawn. That's my 2 year. Mom, what's the noise? So now the aunt that is also Ralph aunt. She didn't say the aunt who's also Ralph aunt, who's married to Ralph uncle. I'm like, that's just odd. So she said they talked after Portugal. They had a dinner where she apologized. So now I see why her husband reacted that way. So I'm like, if what she's saying is true, because what she's saying is that like Drew is steady trying to push this storyline about her using the B word. And what she's saying is like we had already talked about it. Like after Portugal's, me and her sit down. We had a dinner. They had the dinner set up and everything. They didn't air it, but we went to dinner. I apologized to her. So you trying to steady push this story because I guess to get you something to talk about because at that point she ain't talking about her and Ralph and they divorce that they going through. Well, they hadn't divorced yet, but they wasn't getting along, so you ain't really showing your marriage or nothing. You needed something to talk about. That's what Courtney is saying. And I said, if that's true, if they had met and she had already apologized, then I do understand why Ralph reacted that way. It's like because she already apologized. So, and Ralph ain't feeling his wife no way. So he like, so why you bringing this up to me again? Y'all didn't talk. Y'all didn't had dinner. She apologized. You showing me this video of her calling you the B word when she already apologized. Now you're acting like a B. Like, so that makes more sense why Ralph reacted the way he acted. I could not record with my door open because the dog gets a moaning because she hear me talking and she want me to and want to come in the room. So I had to shut the door so she can not hear me talking so she won't get the fussing. So anyway, so I said I understand why he act that way if that actually happened because he knew they already had a dinner. He knew Courtney already apologized. Now you coming and showing me this message and want me to have a reaction because of the TV show, and he ain't really one feeling them. So it's like Drew was trying to create a storyline. So Courtney stands up on Kenya being a mean girl and falling. So Kandi and Courtney is friends. Candy and not Candy. Kandi and Kenya is friends. So Kandi wanted to ask her like, hey, about that karma thing that you said about Kenya. And Courtney like, no, I said it. I meant it. Falling is karma. She like, it's just what people say. It ain't mean nothing bad. That's just what people say. So then they showed Sonya lost the baby after the wrap up of the season, but she did get pregnant. Drew and Ralph filed for divorce. So then Drew is seen with Ty, and that was alleged to be dating. Ty is a former WNBA player who was dating Mimi from Love and Hip Hop. Mimi is the one who posted the pitch of Drew and Ty together. Now Ty was at Ralph's birthday party and was invited by Drew. Now Courtney wasn't at Ralph's birthday party, but she was invited by Ralph. So you trying to say Drew invited her boo and Ralph invited you? She said she didn't come because of the beef with Drew. And how weird is that for the husband to it's how weird is that for the husband to invite someone that your wife is into, but you inviting this girl. Yes, I see it, baby. But you inviting this girl to the party. Okay, yeah. Oh, you drop it, pick it up. So do y'all? Yeah, you're making a donut? You okay? Be careful. So do y'all think since Courtney was a brand manager, she say at the beginning when she go through her life that she was a brand manager, right? I'm like, so do y'all think that she somehow helped in dropping the story at the same time that Drew was trying to blame the marriage loss on Ralph? Because they said during the thing that Drew actually ended up they both was going to foul, and when Ralph went and filed, his lawyers released that he had filed for divorce from Drew, but then they found out Drew had actually filed 61 minutes before Ralph, and that's why it was a confusion on who filed for the divorce first. So Drew ended up filing first. But I'm like, since Courtney was a brand manager, and Drew is saying that Ralph actually dropped his story because when they asked Ralph in the wrap up after the show about Ty and Drew, he's like, I don't know. He said, oh no, they say they're friends. And I'm like, Ralph and his little sneaky smirks where his meaning something behind it. I said, I don't know. For her to be a brand manager, and now she's on here blaming the whole failed marriage on Drew. And then this story then release about, they already had the storyline with Drew with the kiss. Now you have the storyline with Drew cheating with Ty, and she put stuff on her kids, and what type of mother would do that? I was like, see, that's the problem with being a liar, Drew. You lie so much. You may be telling the truth on this, but since you're known as being a liar, everybody looking like they don't know whether or not to believe you because it sounds like this part could be believable. That Ralph and I would assume this brand manager, cousin, mistress person that this Courtney is, that Ralph and her then got together and then dropped that picture or that story about Ty. Now, the only messed up part is that there was Drew said she met Ty on Kandi movie. And I believe Monyetta ended up coming to say they was asking about, talking about the movie with the past. And she was like, if stuff don't work out, I might go after my girl crush. They said, oh, who's your girl crush? She said Ty. Now, Ty is friends with Kandi, Monyetta, and the person who's the co-lead, the one in the movie, Erica, who I believe Drew ended up having the past with. Now, they're all friends with Ty. So when Drew says, oh, something don't work out with Ralph, then I'm going to go after my girl crush, Ty. They said who, and she said it to two different people, to the makeup artist and to Monyetta that they know of. So they say the next day, Ty ends up showing up on the set, and then Ty comes to the set a couple of times. They don't know if she showed up because of what Drew said, or because she's just friends with a couple of people on set and she showed up. I don't know if they went to drinks or whatever afterwards, but I said, but I would have believed that Courtney had been his brand manager, but they probably just seen the opportunity and took it. I would have believed that her and Drew.
Price is right.
What is this? I didn't ask you for nothing, Alexa. But I would have believed that her and Drew, that Ralph and Courtney went together and tried to put this story out because. Now, I don't know if it's true, but Drew said that picture that was posted, Alexa, go to home.
It's time to find the price is right.
Mom, what
So they say, y'all, this live have been interrupted by everything except Jesus. Okay. Next thing you know, the lights go cut off, and let's go Jesus. Like, here I come. You ask for it, here I go. But yeah, so it would have been. Drew said that picture was actually of like 5 people, and they cropped the picture for it to be just her and Ty, and that Ralph did that, and then he the one who planted this story out to the blog because he was going to file for divorce and everything, and to put the story out there before they not before because they had already filed for divorce, but to put the story out there like she a cheater to make her look bad during a divorce. That's what Drew had said. And I said, with Courtney being a brand manager, cousin, mistress, friend person that she is now, I said that would make perfect sense. That Ralph did. They them two working together. Ralph did. She didn't advise them. She telling him like, hey, now you know what? Since she already got this because she was there. Of course, Ralph was there. She was there. They was there recording when the season was recording, so they already know it's the controversy with her kissing a girl. Now, if you got this picture and and y'all know everybody talk. It probably went back about what she said about her girl crush, or if her husband is close, at some point they probably was close. She told him. Now, man, y'all, this interview that she had, it went at first, it dropped. They took it off, edited it, redropped it. Now, what Mims, and that's make it make sense. He does these reviews of the reality TV shows. He's been watching them from the very beginning. He has all the details on it. Now, he said when he watched it, Courtney was in there talking about how Ralph and Drew met at, and Drew was pretty much going as bi then. And it was known that she messed around with girls. So Ralph knowing that about Drew, them knowing that this season the kiss was a big discussion, a big topic, I would see her being his brand manager cousin, whatever she called herself, cousin that they don't know how the relationship because they used to be in the same house growing up, and but not at the same time. Now they being that person, baby, that they would easily be able to crop that photo and put it out there because Drew is a liar. So I said, I think that she might actually at this point in time be telling the truth. But like Courtney said, that'll be karma. Karma, it's real. It does exist. Well, wouldn't that be karma like that? Wouldn't that be something she's actually telling the truth this one time, but don't nobody believe her because she lied so much? Now, Drew said that if things don't work out, yeah, that's when she said if things don't work out. Todd did hear the story from Ralph. So Drew said that Ralph leaked the story to the blogs. Kandi said that Todd did hear the story from Ralph. So Courtney says it's a perfect storm with with the kids coming out and then her double down and then putting it on her kids and then the Todd story. It was just the perfect storm for Drew. I said, Courtney seemed a little shady to me, y'all. Somebody find these family connections and put it in a comment to tell me how these people are actually connected besides a house. Besides a house, what cousin of the cousin is you connected to? Because even my cousin, if I like, oh, that's my cousin, it was like, okay, well, how y'all cousin? Oh, it's my cousin. I can tell you what the name of the cousin who she's the cousin of. They haven't even gave us that. I don't know. Seems a little suspect to me, y'all. But y'all better get out of here. It's getting close to time. I have to wind it down, put this baby to bed. Okay, because other than that, she's gonna take over this live. Y'all finna listen to Baby Shark and everything. Okay, so don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, hit all so you can get notifications when I go live. If you're watching this on the replay, also like the video, share it, comment, and then I'm gonna reach out. I'll be in my comments, y'all, trying to interact with everybody. I'll be in my comments, so I respond to my replays too, y'all. And follow me on all the social media: Facebook, Tootie Talk Sense; Instagram, Tootie Talk Sense; Twitter, Tootie Talks. And I'm finna get on up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. I will catch y'all next time. Bye.